Okay, here's a short video of how this app looks at this point. Made with Unity, Kell's Convergent, interactive publishing for the 21st century. Here's the interactive cover. You can move these faces to show that this is not just my story. This is the story of anybody who chooses this path. Here's one of the two interactive tables of contents. Introduction, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's also tracks. Tracks are underneath the chapters. These chapters tell the story. The tracks give more a biblical and theological view of what we're talking about in each of those chapters. So irritation, opposition, vision with provision, and so forth. You can switch back between the two anytime. Here's the welcome. Oops, didn't turn up the
journey. I wrote the first draft of this resource when I was age 56. Today, I'm 67. Does God even give dreams to people like me? Or does he save them for younger, sleeker, richer, smarter, more well-connected movers and shakers who still have most of their lives ahead of them?
Okay, and that'll give you the introduction to the whole app. Here's the introduction. Starts out looking like a book. Again, you can go back to the table of contents anytime. You just move the page like this. This is another little video that shows how to use it.
So you start it up. Unity comes in. That's how we made it.
Move on to chapter 1. On most pages, there are these usually focused on the bottom of the page. This one is how can irritants improve your life? They go with the content on this page, but they're different. So this one talks about cognitive psychologist Robert Bjork coined the term desirable difficulties, and this shows how irritants can actually be a good thing, and God often uses them. This page, there's nothing interactive, but there are graphic things. As you continue to read, this little guy turns bigger and redder and more irritated. It just goes along with the storyline. This one, I'm talking about stuff at Multnomah Press, and so there's a bunch of little photos here that are from those days. Here I'm talking about my career there, and I just put 15 titles kind of at random that show the kinds of stuff I'm talking about. This one is another one. It uses the Titanic as an image, and you can see the Titanic sinking and breaking in half as people read the rest of the text. This one is a similar one, talking about how Max Lucado really became what he did through our publisher, who would give away his books wherever he went. This, we're now talking about the 2008 recession, and we got permission to use this.
The Great Recession, which started back in December 2007, is considered...
Just a little illustration there. This is a video of Lisa talking about how we ended up going to Regent.
Steve was getting a lot of projects that were sounding the same. He'd get one, it was interesting, then the next.
Each of these videos is about 3 minutes long or so. This one we're talking about, we found out in 2005 that we are going to be having a daughter. And these are pictures of Lauren from ultrasound to a little bit older. This is talking about how Lisa had some mercury in her system, and you can see the chart. It's almost off the charts. This is when she told us we were going to have a child. She gave me this little baby rattle, and I couldn't figure out what she was talking about, and this was her reaction. And so on. I think this is an email to a friend talking about some of the same stuff. It all goes along with the story. It's not duplicates of what's going on. I broke my elbow. Another thing that we'd done. This is one of the fun things, 20 stupid things that sometimes make sense. Whenever you hit the handle, whenever you hit the spin, actually. These are throughout. There's probably 7 or 8 of these things, dreamers' blueprints. They ask the readers questions and they can fill in answers, and those answers are saved, and we use them at the end to show, whether maybe you have a dream from God and maybe you don't. Just an accent menagerie, something I've done for a long time. This is just some stuff about Regent. This is when I went to Regent the first time. I thought this is more what we might end up doing, and it was nothing like that, which is part of the story. This is the day we decided maybe we need to go to Regent.
2006, we did so only to investigate whether it might make sense for me to apply to the PhD program in communication. At that time, it really was no more than an idea. But was it a good one? A bad one? A foolish?
And so forth. Another one, so you think you're so smart. This is a bunch of questions about math from 5th grade through college. It again goes along with what's being said here. We also have this. There's probably 7 or 8 of these throughout. Other people have dreams too. They're short videos of people who are around 50 who wondered, what in the world am I going to do with the rest of my life? And then all of a sudden...
Hi, I'm Debbie Daniels, and my husband and I pastor Nampa College Church in Nampa, Idaho. And at 50, we actually moved here right before 50. And so it was a huge pivot. And
that's the end of chapter 1. If we go from there to the introduction, again, there's another intro to the track saying, why do you have 2 tracks? And you go to irritation. And it's similar. These are all shorter. This one, Lisa actually has reenacted a scene from Hannah's life when she was disturbed that she didn't have a son. Here's the Bible verse that goes along with it.
I cannot bear her taunts anymore.
Another dreamer's blueprint. Another fun one with Moses talking about how he got so many complaints in the desert. Honestly, couldn't you try to get a little more creative about food choices? Manna, and quail, 1 star, or half star actually. And there's several of those things. Again, just for fun, but to reinforce the point. Other people have dreams too.
I'm going to say 15 years ago.
This is the only game we have in here at this point. It's a very simple one. This is about David and Goliath, and this is the angry sheep game. And the point is to try to... Oh, I missed him. Got him once. Got him twice. Got him 3 times. Another fun one. What would have happened to David if he wouldn't have had that encounter with Goliath, which, by the way, was begun by irritation. Maybe he lived with his mother-in-law in a tiny apartment, continually pestered with never-ending complaints about her wretched bunions, so forth. Another Bible verse. This is another reenactment, just audio. And this is a animated video.
One day, while the Apostle Paul waited for some friends to join him in Greece, he took some time to tour Athens. We don't know where he began, but a logical place might have been the Acropolis, where the Parthenon is located. There he would have seen a huge 12-meter-high statue of the goddess Athena, covered in ivory and gold. Athens took...
The point of that is that he preached at the Areopagus because of irritation. So that is a very quick intro to the MVP.